Welcome, everybody, to the December Town Hall. My name is Chris Neto. I am the Market Development Manager here at Starin, and I'm joined today by two very special guests from Neat. Yes, the Purple Company. Cool shirts. You see them at the trade shows. They've been everywhere. Everywhere I've been since the month of September, there's always a neat person there, which is pretty neat. Get it? I do funnies. This is my new thing now. I'm learning how to inject humor into the conversation. With us today is Jessica and Gerard. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. Let's start ladies first, Gerard. No disrespect. Jessica, would you like to introduce yourself and your role at Neat?
I would love to. Thank you, Chris. Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica Roja from Neat. So I support our enablement as well as a DCAM here supporting Starin, helping you with all those deals, opportunities, questions, and making sure most of all that you're in touch with your TAMs and CAMs to support you, making sure that you know our stock levels and all the little nitty gritty things we need to close all those deals.
That's how we roll around here. Gerard, please introduce yourself. You're new to the team, so let's hear some stuff.
Yeah, my turn. Hi, everybody. My name is Gerard. I run product marketing at Neat. I've been at Neat for about a year and a half now. Prior to joining Neat, I was at Zoom managing hardware partner marketing. So similar to you, Chris, I've worked with every single OEM partner within Zoom's hardware ecosystem. And I joined Neat because I really believed in the vision, the team, the culture, and I believe Neat solutions really have some true differentiators, which makes meetings easier and simpler than ever. And I think we're going to cover a little bit of that today.
Yeah, I have to compliment you, dude. You went as far as coloring your house purple. That's a great living room setup you have there, and even lighting up with that neat sign above your fireplace. You got it made. That's awesome.
Yeah, I call it the Purple Rain Lounge. Thanks.
It's a very chill, very calming area. Very cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do this here. We're going to go ahead and give Neat some time to talk about what they have new, coming, going, what's happening in the world of Neat. Obviously, I could tell you from what I've seen with them on the road, but I'm going to let them tell you. Don't take my word for it. Listen to them. They're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of conversation. In the meantime, the housekeeping rules. Q&A down below. See that Q&A button? That's where you want to drop your questions. We will save those questions till the end. And you guys are more than happy to go ahead and put whatever questions you have for Neat, for me, for whoever. We'll answer them. That's a town hall. That's how we run. It's powered by you. It's for you. So that's how we do things around here. In the meantime, I'm going to turn the floor over to Neat, who are going to give you some cool facts. They're going to tell you, obviously, new and interesting stuff. And I'm here for you folks if you'd like. Send me those Q&A, and I will poke and prod to get all the fun scoop out of them that they are not willing to, kind of just divulge on their own. So that's my job. So let's hand it over to Neat, and you guys are more than welcome to take over and do what you got to do.
Yeah, sure. Should I start by sharing my screen?
Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
Let's see if I can do that. All right. So I'm going to share a new piece of content that we just created and would love to get everybody's feedback on this. So one of the things that we've been hearing from the field and channel and partners there, what makes Neat stand out from the rest of the competition. So one of the things that we like to highlight are the three main pillars, I would say, that explain the Neat difference is simplicity, AI enhanced meeting equity, and manageability and flexibility. So I'll go into the first thing that really makes Neat stand apart. And that comes down to essentially simple setup. All right. So I think Neat's products have a simpler solution than anybody else out there. So when it comes to the experience, we want it to be as simple as setting up an Apple TV or Sonos bar. Our slick self-guided setups are very interactive, easy to follow. We actually had a really big customer win yesterday, and what got them super interested in Neat was the out-of-box setup experience, believe it or not, right? So shout out to the product evaluation team and program, because it wins a lot of customers over. So what does our product and design team do? We cut out any unnecessary steps or tools needed for setup. So I'll give you an example of how simplification matters. And I'm probably going to date myself here, Chris, but you remember the older generation of smartphones like Palm Trio and BlackBerry, right?
No, sir, I'm not that old.
Well, it's a sad story for me because I actually worked for Palm at the time. But Apple came along. What did Apple do with the iPhone? They removed the unnecessary things. They removed the keyboard. the stylus, and that was like super controversial at the time. So they won because of simplification and ease of use. So that's what we did here too. Our setup compared to others doesn't require additional peripherals like a remote control or a mouse and keyboard. We have our Neat Pad and Neat Bar that auto pair with each other, and you can use the Neat Pad with a self-guide setup that just walks you through everything that works like magic. So that's simplicity in a nutshell, right? And then what else are we doing? We're making quality AV for meeting rooms a lot easier. So you can support a triple display, medium conference room with just a Neat Bar Pro and a Neat Pad. So less components means less points of failure, right? By the way, I have to do caveat, triple displays are for Zoom rooms. Microsoft Teams can support too, so fine print there. And when it comes to audio coverage, I mean, it has great audio, but in case you happen to have some legacy, like a DSP system that you want to still take advantage of, Neat Bar Pro can extend the audio, has extensible audio to support that and bring that in. Yeah, so that's simplicity. Should I go into like design while we're at it?
Yeah, because I'm just deducting points for pointing out my age and then bringing up the word Palm and Trio in this conversation. I don't think that's a Starin.
You haven't heard that. You haven't heard that in a long time, I'm sure.
I had to dust off that out of my brain. But thank you for taking me back down that those memory lane. So this is really cool. So this is available for everybody. Currently, you guys have this out, and our integrator partners all have access to this that show all the differentiators and all that sort of stuff.
Yep, it's brand new, and we can send it out after this show for anybody.
Which is great because producer Mark will add the link to the follow-up emails that you guys get, and everybody will have access to this via email, which is perfect. And again, if there's any questions that you need any help with, your CAM team and your inside sales team are more than happy to assist in getting you not only this, but information. If you need a further deeper dive into the differentiators or into technical information, you have a whole host of team members, both within Starin and Neat's actual team from their SEs and their staff to assist with the designs and specs and all that sort of stuff. So you're not alone on this journey. We're all here with you. That's the important part. I got that right, Gerard? I got that right. Excellent. All right. What else kind of cool stuff are we going to hear about today? You guys have shown us some cool stuff.
Well, first I want to know, Gerard, do you still have your stylus for your Palm?
That's a good question. Maybe somewhere in my memory box.
I'm sure if you go to eBay, it's selling for about $175 as an archive, like some artifact from like days gone by.
Yeah, you got to dig it up for excavated for like the dinosaur.
It's a museum piece. It's very, very archaic. It's cool. So
it's going to be invaluable.
What do you got to share with us? Because you have a really cool role in that you are assisting our internal team with everything Neat. So tell us.
I sure do. So just a quick thing before I pull it up and talk about it, I just want to make sure that number one thing right now is as we're going into the end of year, everyone knows that we're in stock for all devices. The big news that we have, if you haven't seen it already, is that we have pre-order for our Neat Board 50. As well as pre-order for Center was just announced. We'll talk a little bit about Center today. And then also to let you know that, excuse me, everything that you get in now, you're going to want to make sure that we have all those in because we are pushing stock all the way through. So as those orders come in, you will be able to get your Neat Board 50 come Q1. And Center will be shipping in first half. So we want to make sure that we have everything ready for you to go when you put that in for your customers. I'm going to go ahead and share just a second here. And let's just talk about the Neat Board 50 real quick. So what really is standing out about this is that it is a little bit smaller. So we have the 65, and then this is kind of like its little brother with a little more power to it. So the camera has been upgraded on here. It's really created for flexible spaces. This can be used as a companion whiteboard as well. So you can have multiple Neat boards in a flexible space. and the Neatboard 50. What's a little bit different about this stand is it is adaptive. So our rolling stand on the 65 is fixed. This is adaptive, meaning that it can be up and down, shifted. So it really fits into a space, whether you're sitting, you're standing, you're walking, you're talking, as well as meets those ADA requirements. So as you have everyone coming in and out of the office, and those are constantly changing right now is what we're seeing, this is one of those things that really just fits into the space, and you can move it to wherever you need to be and make it right for that office space that you're working in.
I gotta add, I love that about the Neat 50 is the flexibility, because if you can tell me what an office technically is, if you could define an office, I will obviously give you money out of my own pocket, because the office is not what it used to be, and it's consistently evolving. And what one person thinks is considered an office or a small space, somebody considers it something completely different. So love the flexibility of the Neat 50. So just wanted to add my 2 cents as somebody who sees and plays with this product.
So, so many versions of an office. I would say I am in one, but other people say they go to an office. So, it's all in a day. I've worked in several different spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So what you see right here is because it is on wheels and it is flexible, does that work for everyone? Not really. They do want it more in a fixed space. So we do have this adaptive mount for the wall, as well as a fixed mount. So what we really are trying to do at Neat is make sure that we are fitting into the rooms that you are working in, rather than just an office or what your standard view of an office is. So we want to make sure that you can have, maybe you want to bring in a 50 if you're already working with a pro and 2 screens and you want that whiteboard capability. We don't need you to go and buy, we're not asking for a brand new Neatboard 65 and taking a Neatboard 50. You can take what you have and really build onto it. So everything that we're doing here at Neat allows you to continue to build into that room or redesign it in a way that fits as your office spaces are changing, however that is for your customers that are remote, moving into hybrid or moving into permanent space, however many days they need to be in the office. It's all depending. So we want to make sure that we have created devices that really fit to how office spaces are changing.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You called this a companion piece and it works as a companion whiteboard. Is this the only piece in your line that works in that sense? Or are there other pieces that can work as companion pieces added to the spaces to build out on?
Great question. So I think the number one thing is to know it's about the center. So that is a companion only device. That won't be standalone.
Mm-hmm.
As far as our other devices go, they are going to work in companion mode with this. If you have seen us at our shows, and if you come to ISE or you get a hint of that, you'll see our app hub in action, and you'll really see how that's working in companion within our Zoom rooms and within our Microsoft Teams spaces, and that how you can have one board doing one thing and one screen and device doing another thing in your meeting. So they are companion, but you kind of have to see App Hub live to be able to understand how it works.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, App Hub's going to open up a whole slew of use cases, especially with cool functionality like Neat Share. So the idea with Neat Share is that you'll be able to take whatever's happening on the Neatboard or Neatboard 50 and pull that into the actual live, Microsoft Teams or Zoom Rooms meeting. So this gives you the ability to, run an app like a popular whiteboard app like Miro, and you can work off that and then whiteboard, bring it into a live meeting without actually having had to have that device sign into the meeting itself. So it's really cool as a companion device in that regard.
How does it play? And just a quick question from the,
yeah, of course.
From the what you're using. You're specifically talking about this being used for Zoom or for Microsoft or for both, or how does that work?
For a Neatboard 50, it's going to be one or the other. So you can set it up in a Microsoft Teams mode or Zoom mode, or when App Hub comes out, you'll be able to have a selection of applications that you can actually IT can deploy. So the beauty of App Hub, and it's managed through Neat Pulse, is that an administrator can go into Neat Pulse, take a look at all the Neat deployment of X amount of devices in X rooms. Which apps do I want to deploy or enable on each and every device? So it could be the web browser, it could be YouTube, it could be Spotify. AppSpace is a current partner that we're looking to work with. That is just,
I think we saw on there.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of them. So, yeah, it's we want more flexibility in terms of what you can do with these devices, and I think it just makes the hardware that you already have much more valuable and capable.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Uh,
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, please do. But we say this stuff so many times, we're not always sure. Do we cover everything?
Mhm.
What questions did we miss? So we appreciate the interruptions. One of the things that we really want to call out on here is that we said there are some of the upgrades. So just to know that it is a 4K multi-touch, it is a 50 megapixel cam. There are 5 microarrays in there. So you're really getting that sound and pick up a voice. It also does allow for our noise suppression, which is now available on all our devices. And then, as I said, it does have 4 mounting options. So or 3 mounting options, excuse me. No, 4, because the table legs are included. I was corrected on that. Someone's like, there's 4. It can stand by itself. I was like, oh yeah, I guess.
Stand on its own.
Yeah, I just don't think of that when it's mounting,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
a stand. It's not a mounting option.
Yep.
But it also does come with a tabletop stand. So the 3 others that I talked about, those are all ordered individually and separately, but it does come with the table stand. So if you're popping it up on a credenza and you already have that set up, this is a great way to kind of get that going.
Perfect.
And I
Yeah.
know go ahead.
Jessica, speaking about mounting options, like you showed the adaptive stand earlier, and with the feature of adjustable heights. So I think one of the main use cases for that is the benefits is that it adds to better accessibility, right? So you have people from all different heights and sizes, and it allows you to whiteboard more comfortably, like ergonomics, right? When you're whiteboarding, you want to be at a comfortable arm length. When you're sitting down, you want the camera to be at the proper eye level, so you don't have people looking up or too down high on top of you. And then for like handicapped people on wheelchair, we don't want to leave them out. We want to give them the ability to go up to the whiteboard and do what they need to do too. So it does it definitely, accessibility is very is a lot better with that kind of capability.
And I think we really have seen that at our shows. We have some neat employees that are quite tall, 6'7", like truly tall. And then you have myself, who is not. And it really is great. Instead of having me to reach up once it's set for them, we could go ahead and move it down. I can write, and they don't have to bend down and do it. And they can move it up and keep doing it. So it's been great to see it at shows and actually in action. And I know I feel like as soon as I say that, people are like, when can I see it? So the Neatboard 50, we will have available for NFR as soon as our GA is shipping. Like I said, is first quarter. So if you're looking to get your hands on one for yourself, you absolutely can. And that will fall within our NFR program. If you're interested, please reach out to your Starin Cam. My team's at Starin. You can reach out to Katie. You can reach out to myself, partners at neat.no. We're all here to help you and make sure that you get to have the gear to test and play with and understand.
Perfect. That's the 50. That's all the details. You did not hold anything back from us. I was waiting for you to
I know.
surprise me with something, but no, you hit everything. I was waiting for that one little. You know what? I am putting together a short person of AV, a basketball team at Infocom. You're recruited. You're on my team. We have to get around 5'8" and shorter. That's it.
I know. It's a good thing Gerard's here to make sure I'm not spilling too much. That's why they're like, he's got to be there for her.
Awesome. I love how we have height requirements now on our town halls. It's awesome.
Right.
We have to fit in the screens, right? That's how I am much taller in person than I am here. Anyway, now that we have the 50, where are we going to go to next? What other bag? What's in your bag of goodies here that you're going to show us?
So this has really been a big topic of conversation. I think we've really got the buzz going on this, and this is the Neat Center. It is a companion device. I know I keep saying that over and over, but I really want to make sure that that is driven home for everybody. It's not standalone. We know there are other competitors on the market that you can plug in to a USB and it can go ahead and run your meeting for you. That's not what this is. This is really meant to enhance your meeting. Everything we do at Neat, we want to be simple, we want it to be easy, and we also want it to be really natural to that meeting environment. And that's what the center allows you to do. So as you see on the screen here, as you are watching, you see naturally you're turned to the screen, but in your conversations, we turn naturally to talk to each other. And when we do that, if the screen is behind me, you're seeing the back of my head. And that's not a good experience for the person on the far end. So what we've done with the Neat Center is make it so that the camera is going to switch and you now feel like you're a part of the conversation, even though you might be somewhere else in the world, all the way in Dubai. And everyone is really able to participate and feel like they're in that meeting naturally, as well as the participants who are all in the room together. They're not feeling like they're cutting anyone off. And you see here, we have a gentleman, this is actually Marcus, one of our engineers, and works on our design team. He's standing up, and what it's capturing, it's not giving him that mirrored effects. He is able to walk up to the Neat board that they have there, start working on it, and the person from the far end can see that as well. And that is because we have 360-degree cameras on our center, which is a little bit different than what else we've seen out there. And so that gives a full field view. It will take, I have seen, I think it's on LinkedIn somewhere. I should have that pulled up so I could show it every time. They have had 10 squares on there supported by the Neat Bar Pro. So you're sitting at a round table, you're standing around, you're moving, you're working together, and you can see that everybody is individually framed. So it's still giving you that one-on-one experience. Things to know about the Neat Center. There are mics in it. There are actually 16 array microphones. So that's important. Also, you want to know that we understand that a lot of offices already have PoE. So if you are going into a new build, the PoE will need to be an additional purchase or separate purchase, I should say. But if you already have it, then you don't need to worry about it. And we also don't need to worry about it being wasted, shipped to you, and then you're stuck with yet another cord to put somewhere. So we really want to make sure that this was purposeful. Also to call out about that is that the Neat Center can be put in multiple places. It also fits in that flexible workspace. It can hang from the ceiling. It can be mounted to the table. It can also just sit on a table. You sit on a table, and I've seen a couple people at shows look at us like it's just going to sit there and fall over. Our designers are absolutely incredible. Every time we're together, my mind is blown. I'm like, how do you think of this? But it is created. There is a little curve that's in there, curvature to it. So when it falls, it's not going to crack the camera. Now, do I suggest dropping it as you stand? Absolutely not. It is still a device and you want it working. But if someone bumps the table and it falls, you can have confidence that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, and I do want to add to that, Jessica. The flexible placement is a real differentiator for Neat Center, right? So the idea that you can lay it on the table, and it actually is what it's doing is it's dynamically calibrating to the room and understanding who the real people are in that space and who they shouldn't pull in, like, because you're going to have people on the TV screen, right? So it's smart enough to know to not identify that as a person and not pull that in to the Neat symmetry. And when you're talking about, people are asking, what is Neat doing in regards to AI? That AI where the system is, is pulling from the front of the room system and it has additional cameras from Neat Center, it's constantly working to identify and select the best angles of everybody. So you want that front of the view person so you could see their nonverbal cues, their facial gestures, those, important kind of things that you might miss from time to time if you don't have a clear front view of the person. That's AI helping to make those meeting experiences better. Carry on.
Well, you guys checked off one thing off my list. You guys showed an engineer wearing a black turtleneck. They're either Bond villains or really smart engineers. It's if you don't have the black turtleneck in this industry on video, obviously your guy had it. So I'm sold. I mean, God. I can't rock a black turtleneck. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
I don't know, Chris.
Don't kid yourself, Chris.
It'll be part of our uniform.
I gotta get on that. I've got to get this off my notes. So tell me, where can people see this? Where is the next place between now and the end of the year? Say somebody is in the mood. I need to buy something cool. I need to put in my order. Where can they see the center in action? Are you guys still out on the road showing the center now? I'm off the road, so all of a sudden everybody's off the road in my eyes.
So As far as rest of the year, we are not really on the road with Center. We are on the road with all of our devices. And one of the things that I think is great about still being able to see our reps and meters out on the road is that our devices all have the same capability. So if you're interested in symmetry and you want to know how that works and how it would work from the center, you can get that same experience on a frame and at least have the option to check it out to see what is really happening in real time. And then when we get to a product like the center and you can see it and you can order it in person, you already have a really good understanding of what to expect, because we will absolutely maintain those expectations across all of our devices.
Yeah, I've been in the video conferencing world for quite a long time. And I always found it interesting. People love to go and see the product, but the whole point of video conferencing is the experience from the far end, right? The camera looks like a camera. The device is a device. It's mostly going to be black or silver, but it's what you're seeing as a participant inside is what you really need to see. And I think, if anything has come out of the last 3 years of the pandemic, is that you've experienced now the experience of being a participant in a call, the way your end users, your buyers, the people that are actually going to be using the product are seeing it. So I like that, because when this is done and this is done properly, such as the way Center is worked, and you see that you're seeing people front facing as opposed to side views and things that have irked us in the past, it's great. I mean, this has got to be, to me, from a trends perspective, from an industry perspective, the second camera is really the big changer in our space. The 2 camera setups is never something that was intended, I guess, or I don't think the idea was that people were going to put 2 cameras in a small space. But even in a small spaces, it works, because you never knew what bothered you until you saw somebody's side of their face for 45 minutes when they should have been looking at you. So for folks that are out there designing these spaces, one of the things that you need to come into, bring into play is, what is the view that the people are looking for? And I think that's one of the simplest design questions you can ask. And if front facing is something that, obviously if you're going to be using multiple people in a small space, space is limited. People are shrinking their offices. What used to be big boardroom, this would have been 5-10 years ago, this would have been reserved only for boardrooms. This is now available in small to medium spaces, and for good reason, because now you want to see the people that are looking at you, thanks to our laptops and the cameras sitting right here, right? That changed how we all want that one-on-one facial stuff. So I'm a big fan of the second camera experience in the conference room, so you don't have to sell me on it. If there's anybody who's, like I said, if you guys want to take a look at this, obviously I know that this is going to be at ISE over in Barcelona if you're on your way there. And if you're making reservations to go, hit me up, let me know. I have folks out from Starin that are going to be there. We'll be more than happy to take you over to the Neat booth, get you the demo, do what you need to do there. There may be some special things out that I can't talk about, because I promised Jessica that I wouldn't say it, though Gerard has been kind of telling me to spring it on you guys. I'm not. There's some cool stuff that's going to be there.
You need a big reveal, Chris, because
you need a bigger stage, right? The Starin Town Hall is big. We're big in Indianapolis, right? And in the Indiana area, but we got to go bigger. And if you're going to do an announcement, it's got to be in a big stage.
Yeah,
I agree. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Appreciate all of you for being here, but we just want
yeah, but these are my friends, and we will get to the bottom of this. At some point, you guys are going to break.
It is
it's only a matter of time.
However,
so obviously you could see it in person at ISE for the folks that are traveling over there. If not, let us know. If it is dire urgency that you guys want to see a demo of this sort of stuff and you need to see it immediately, we'll absolutely work with you to get you some sort of demo done. That is what we do for you folks. So please do not hesitate to reach out to me or to your local Starin rep. They'll be more than happy to assist with that as well. Okay, now that I've interrupted you for the millionth time, let's go back to Center.
Okay,
what you got?
Go back to Center. So with all that, you're talking about demos. So I just want to make sure that we mention we will be doing demos. So you might not get to see the live version, but you will get to have a demo, and that is set up through our product specialists here at Neat. So you'll work with your Starin cam and along with our Neat TAMs, our territory managers, for you to be able to connect, and we'll set up a demo. And we really want to make sure in that we are fitting in the right spaces. So when we first launch, just so everyone knows, we are just doing one in a room to start. It is completely wireless. To go back to what Gerard is saying, like we've really simplified that complexity, taken away all those cords so you're not tripping over anything. As you see a screen from far and we say there's a rolling board and then you have a center on the table, what are you doing with all those devices? So we want to make sure that it is easy for someone to walk in their room, click start on whatever platform you are using, be it Teams or Zoom, and just go ahead and naturally join that meeting. But in order to do that and to do it right, we want to make sure that first rollout is going to be one center per room. And then the follow-up question I always get is, can I have 10? My designers, every time we go back to them, say, give me a reason for 10 and I'll let you know. So if you want 10, you really need to be able to build the case for it. We do plan to have more rollouts. So there will be 2 a room is a big request that we're getting for those really long boardrooms. We also want to make sure we fit in that space. And as far as that goes with audio, with video, how far are we reaching? What are we trying to achieve from that? That's really important to us, that we're able to meet your expectations and we're really achieving what you're looking to achieve.
Yeah, just
Awesome.
you mentioned it pairing wirelessly, right? That's a big deal because that allows us to simplify setup, because all you do need is a single PoE cable. And then that just makes setup a lot easier, less of a headache. And then, the idea to scale out to additional need centers on the future, that the possibilities are really, really interesting in terms of what can happen there. Oh, which is what you're scrolling through right now.
What I was getting to. So we are seeing a lot of this, especially with the Board 50, and you see that kind of in a classroom or teaching setting, a meeting setting, education, come in, certifications, things like that, as well as those big long tables. And that I know that everyone sees 2 and they're like, you just said 1. You can clearly see that it is on our roadmap, that we really want to make sure that we are able to get what is being asked for. We just want to really make sure that we do it right.
So did we cover everything that we need to cover before we get into the meat and potatoes of this with the questions and Q&A? I've been getting a lot of DMs, quiet DMs sent to me saying, hey, can you ask this question? I have a question. Did we check off all the boxes that we needed to?
I just really quick, if I have just 1 more minute to mention Pulse.
I'll give you more than a minute. Go for it.
Okay. So Pulse has been out for a few months now, about 6 months. I don't know. Time just kind of like blends together at this point. So I have to always check myself on that. But Pulse really is going to be where Gerard was talking about our Neat Share and our app hub, as well as controlling all devices and getting support. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows this is available for all of our devices through the end of the year. If you had previously purchased, you are still able to purchase Pulse now. You don't need to just purchase it at time of purchase, which is kind of the standard for services. That will kick in next year in 2024. But we really encourage you. Starter is free. Get on board. See what it's like for you and for your customer. Kind of eliminate that needing to fly all the way over and see what device is actually offline. Was it just unplugged? You'll get notifications on Pulse. It will give you a full outline. I know we've dug deep on this on another town hall, so I don't want to, for those that are joining us again, I don't want to get to them. They're like, yeah, Jessica, we know. But this makes sure that everyone who is new does know that we do have Pulse, and this is our full management system.
Awesome.
And now I'm ready for questions.
Well, you did not go into the one thing I was hoping for, and I was sitting here with my fingers crossed and hoping you were going to say something. We have something coming up, or Neat has something special coming up on December 14th.
We do.
You have a special webinar.
We do.
Let's get to the edge and take that deep dive, right, that we talked about. Yep. You want to give all the details for the folks that are listening?
I sure do. So on December 14th, Neat is going to be hosting a webinar. We will be sharing the link with you to go ahead and sign up for that after this call. Producer Mark has been wonderful to us and make sure that everything is ready to get out to you, including those one-pagers, but really want to call out the webinar. So that's going to be on December 14th. That is a deep dive with one of our product specialists. I think there actually might be more than one on that call. And to get into all the technical, the nitty-gritties, I know people ask about extended mics and how all that works. I will say, as I support Starin and our onboarding. Those nitty-gritty things are not my forte, but we have some incredibly smart and intelligent people who can talk to all that and have been in the industry and been doing installs and understand and can communicate in what I feel like is kind of a different language, and know all those acronyms. So you'll definitely want to join the webinar. They're going to go a lot deeper into it and hit all those questions that we have been asked as we have already gone through testing with the center.
Great. Well, there you have it, folks. December 14th webinar. Neat. Get all your nerdy friends together. That is where you guys want to go huddle and ask the questions that obviously we want answered when it comes to the nitty gritty, as Jessica says, of the details. Get down into the little granular part of this. Now, Neat is a very, very, very simple product. If you can find very granular nitty gritty stuff, I challenge you to do that. They're one of the easiest companies to deal with. So one of the questions I have that was sent to me internally is, obviously we are a distributor, so we carry all your competitors and all that, but I have to ask, and if I don't ask, then it's wrong. What sets you apart from the others? So it'll come out of your mouth, not mine.
As far as the center goes, the big difference that you see between us and the competitors is we're a full 360-degree view. So it's all the way around the table. What we've seen on the market so far really limits the view and kind of changes the way that the space is laid out within your Zoom and Teams rooms as you're in your calls. So we have gone back to that auto framing. So it gives everyone their individual square and doesn't cut anybody off. So it doesn't really matter where you are in the room. The other big differentiator is that we are not doing speaker tracking or facial recognition. We are sticking to our AI and have made sure that you can still stand up and move in the room. I'm not on a Neat device right now, so my body just naturally went to go make sure that I stay in screen here. But it will go ahead and stand with you when you stand. Our camera will, when you turn the angle, will switch back to the front of the room device so that it's always making sure that even if you are moving about, you always have the best view to the far end.
Perfect. The next question got sent through the Q&A. If you have Q&A, there's a button down at the bottom of the Zoom call that says Q&A. Go ahead, drop a question. I may ask it. Well, I will ask it. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm here for. That's your voice back to the manufacturer. So one of the attendees has asked, how large of a meeting can it be used up with? Now, this was in reference to the Board 50.
The Board 50.
Because it was early on when this popped up, and I did tell people that we would answer the questions near the end. So how many people can go onto can be in a room? Your consideration of what that room size is, how many people can it handle?
So the Board 50, I think what's important to keep in mind is the 50 itself is an all-in-one device. So it is only one screen. If you were using it as a companion, that does expand the size of the room. As far as the Board 50, I like to think of it as kind of a small to medium size room. You want to be able to have enough space to get up and interact with it. It is a 50-inch screen. So if you're sitting super far away in that big boardroom, you're not going to be able to really interact with the screen. And that's what we want you to be able to do. This is meant to be a flexible device. So can it be rolled down to the person at the end? Sure. Is that kind of realistic in a meeting setting? I'm not so sure. So I would say this really fits into your small and medium size rooms where you're interacting. If you're looking for something that is on the smaller side, we recommend the Neat Bar as well as the Neat Frame. If you're going bigger, we recommend the Neat Bar Pro. And then the board also fits into all that. So that's our standard 65-inch, the first one that we kind of came to market with. And like I said, this is the stronger but littler brother because it is a 50-inch, but we've really paid attention and been able to do some upgrades to it.
Smaller but still mighty.
Small and mighty, for sure.
There we go. It's a short, there's a short reference. I mean, I'm going to start feeling self-conscious. Kale, it didn't ask this in the Q&A, but he did put this, or they put this into the webinar chat.
Yeah.
Can you deploy more than one center to cover a large room? I believe you answered that question, but can you go back and...
Yeah, so just as a reminder, at first launch, when you're first ordering, it's just going to be one center per room. It is on the roadmap to expand that.
Yeah, and to give additional details around that, The center is meant to enhance the meeting experience for existing rooms that we currently serve. So I wouldn't necessarily say if you add an additional center, you can, expand the size of the room coverage, right? It's really meant to service, like if you have a 30-foot room with a Neat Bar Pro, we want to keep it within that space, not say you want to put it in a room that's like 45 feet long, and it's automatically gonna make that experience better. So it is meant to be a companion, right? And not to be like an expander of room sizes that we cover. Just want to set expectations there.
And one note also that Rob has added into the chat is that with the center, I don't know if you guys had gone into this, you can have there is additional mics in the center, which helps boost that audio pickup in the room. So folks don't sleep on the fact that you're also getting some microphones over the table to coverage to get you better audio over the space as well. So that becomes super important in the whole space. But it's not doing the voice tracking. It's actually doing the machine learning AI part of it. And I love that we are in the midst of the AI wars as everybody's got a cool AI. I'm going to come up. I have to have my own AI. I don't know what it is. I've been telling the world I want expense AI. I want AI to do my expenses for me every month. So I have to put that together.
Let me know when you're ready to launch that, Chris.
That
we could use some of that over
here. Wanted, but yet nobody wants to work on that. I mean, I just get me something that just automatically says, "Hey, Mountain Dew," it goes on the expenses.
Yeah,
it's a good.
Why not?
Idea.
That's it. It's a genius idea, but I can't market it to anybody. Nobody wants to take me up on it. So there's a couple more questions. There was one here that came in through my Zoom DM. So obviously this is the thing. How do you help? Do you have anything to help manage these devices remotely? And I think that was asked when you brought that up with Pulse. Is that correct?
That is, yeah.
So Pulse is the software to help manage all this stuff remotely. This is so as a former tech manager, an on-site tech manager, this is what I would deploy to, for example, like you used the fancy thing, getting on a plane to go reset something. I didn't have that luxury. I had to run across campus in the rain to go reset the reset button never worked. At AV, we unplugged it. So deploying Pulse. Tell me the details about, is there licenses for Pulse? How many devices can we have on Pulse? Is it unlimited? How does that work for the university folks that are listening, for example, that may have multiple Neat boards across campus?
We have a customer that has thousands. So I think we can definitely get up there. I also have we have customers that have 3 rooms and just manage it within their 3 rooms and what's available. When we say remote control, we truly mean remote control. So you can dig into that device. For all those that are worried about security, it does pop up with on the screen and will say, is it okay to remote control? And if you're there, you can click no. It is on a timer. So if no one has answered, then it will give you that remote control accessibility. So we have had everything from people who want their meeting started for them. And can you please have that ready when I walk in for those big executive meetings? So you can do something as simple as that. Or you can also look and dive a little bit deeper into logs. We've really laid it out so you get all your serials, you get all your logs. It pushes all of our updates that come out, all of our software updates. You control everything from there, manage it within a room. So you can see you have this online, this offline. Maybe you have a Neat bar paired with a Neat pad. So you want to make sure that you can also from there see what's being used, how many people are actually going in that room using our Neat Sense. That's all available on Pulse as well. So there really is a wide variety within Pulse of being able to control it without just simply the control or turning it on and off and doing resets and things like that.
Yeah, does Pulse give you the analytics? A lot of folks are absolutely looking for the analytics to drive the next round of upgrades, for example. Pulse does that? So
depending on what analytics you're looking for, but yes, we do people count, CO2 reviews, levels, how much, things that are on. It's really telling you what the device is working, when it's on, when it's off. We have some really good color coding on there. As a admin, you're able to see, it gives you a notification that something might be off or different. So you might get that before your customer is even in the office, and voila, you have fixed it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's always been a challenge. Gerard?
Oh,
you
yeah,
were,
I was just going to
add that?
say, in terms of the level of control that Pulse gives you, I think this is one of the most exciting features customers are into. When we show them remote control, it's the ability to have a native remote control solution where you can go into the device as if you were there to troubleshoot anything. You could see what's happening live, and whatever changes you make, it's happening on the fly. And the ease of use and how it works like magic is just really what sets Neat Pulse apart from a lot of other management solutions out there.
Okay.
It's another
we have
fun one to see when you're
Go
at the
ahead.
shows too.
Yeah, you got to see it live.
Yeah, when you see it live and you can see it, we often do. So we'll have Pulse up on one side of the floor, and on the other side of our booth, you'll be able to watch the control change as you're standing there. It's kind of fun to mess with people every once in a while. They're going to do their own demo, and we're like, pause. But it is something that to see in action is really great.
So I mentioned ISE, but I'm going to go future-wise even further into the future. Folks going to Vegas this year for InfoComm, book
We
your
will be there.
appointment, get to check out all that cool stuff being shown on the show floor. They have no problem doing that. So they will be live demos going on the show floor. If you don't catch Neat in your town in 2024 prior to June, but who doesn't like Vegas in June? It's 110. It's hot. It's not humid though.
2 years ago, it was like 109 when you walked out.
Yeah.
It was
I'm ready for it. Bring it on. Why not? It's been a while. I like Vegas. We do have 2 questions in the hopper right now that we're going to get to before we close out the show. James asks, can you do a Teams and Zoom meeting through one system now?
Yes and no. So yes,
Love those answers. Go ahead.
So yes, our devices are not set up for just Teams or just Zoom. You can have both. However, we do follow all the rules. We want to make sure that we play nice with everybody. You do need to pick at startup if you are going to be setting up as a Teams or as a Zoom. And once you are in setup, then you go ahead, you launch, you have everything set up from there. Both offer guest join in some fashion. No, it is not the best. I think we all know that. But they do offer it. So if that's something, but if you're looking to do a quick change between meetings, like you have one meeting on Zoom and your next meeting is on Teams, you do want to make sure that you're not doing that because it can take up to 15 minutes to do a full reset. And that's just not feasible or always reasonable for somebody. But can it be done? Yes. So if you are a company that was completely on Zoom and your customer is looking to move all the way, everything over to Microsoft Teams, you're not needing to buy new devices. We can just go ahead and do a reset. If you have Pulse, you can do it all on there. You don't even have to go into the office to do it for everybody. So you can just run it all from there and do the main switch.
Awesome. Thank you so much. James has another question to follow up. We've seen other computer-free solutions, but everyone has delivered substandard video because of weak Android chipsets. Does Neat have I would say he says robust, but it's a robust chipset to resolve this problem?
I can take that one. Yeah, so at Neat we run high quality Qualcomm chipsets, and I can see how there might be issues for some other solutions out there. But what the magic of what our engineering team has done, they've been able to, through our software, have a super efficient low line code heavy kind of algorithm to produce high quality video without needing a lot of processing power around that. So that's the answer I can give around that. So it's Android, but it's still, we can do Android really well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, folks. But honestly, I know that our audience loves you guys and loves to hear about stuff.
Thank you, everyone.
Fact of the matter is that they're here for the free gift card raffle that we do at the end. They've stuck around. They've got all the information they want. They've checked off their scorecards on the Neat products. They're very happy about that. But we do have a $50 winner, and producer Mark is spinning the randominator spinning board thing that he has in his office, and he will direct message me, and there it is. The $50 Amazon gift card winner is James Horniak. He is producer Mark will reach out to you with the Amazon $50 gift card. Thank you so much for being on the webinar, or excuse me, town hall. This is not a webinar. We have it trademarked. This is our, no, I'm kidding.
Starin town hall today with me.
Do not get legal involved. This This is just a town hall. This is nothing fancy. Folks, I hope we entertained you. I hope you learned something. I hope you got really comfortable with the folks here from Neat, because they're here for you, right? Neat is just not a bunch of boxes sitting on our shelves and you have no idea who works there. We've introduced you to two. There are many folks that work there, but these are the folks that are here right now to help you out. If there's anything that you guys need, you can reach out to myself, to your Starin cams, to your account managers. They'll be more than happy to assist. And guess what? I guarantee you that Jessica will magically pop up on a call, and so will
Almost
Gerard.
every
So it's wild. If you say Neat 3 times, they appear. They're like genies. It's wild. So that's the cool thing that Starin brings to you. We are folks that are working to help you, especially at this time of year. It's tough. We know. We're getting your products. We're moving your products. We're getting it to you. If you guys need anything done, those last minute things, please do not hesitate to give us a call. We're here. We have our team at the ready. We are shipping products every day, even the ones that you think that you may not get, we have. So give us a call. We have things, and I know from a fact, because we just went through the stock list, we do have a lot of Neat in stock and ready to ship. So folks, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here for you. Let us help you close out the year properly. Let's get your customers happy, and let's close out 2023, get ready for 2024. Jessica, if us, the folks here that are on this call, would like to find out more information about Neat, where can they find out more information about Neat?
The best place to go is partners.neat.no. You are our partner and we are your partner. So partners.neat.no. We'll have all your information, all those deals that you want to register. You're looking for a little extra margin, some points on there. That's where you'll want to make sure that you do that. You're looking for anything, any device sheets, any CADs, anything we have running, webinars, events, all the good things. That's where you're going to go ahead and find it.
Awesome. Gerard, where can people find out more about you and what you do and all the cool stuff that you're bringing to Neat? Is there a way to get a hold of you? Do we get a hold of you? Do we go through our Starin reps? What do we do? It's a secret.
Send a messenger bird. No, go. You can go on LinkedIn, search my name, Gerard Bao. Happy to connect with more people.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys being here, and I thank everybody here on the audience who has been here through this town hall. I appreciate you all. I thank you all. Thanksgiving was last week, so I'm thankful for all of you. And this may be my last town hall, so I'm going to wish you all happy holidays. Have a happy and safe holiday. If you guys, the next time you'll see me, I will be at DSC in Vegas next week. If you happen to see this before, if you're in Las Vegas, stop by, let me know. Shoot me a message. I'm having a happy hour out there with a partner friend of ours, and we're more than happy to host you guys. So come on down to if you're in Vegas, come by and say hi. Send me a message. I'll hook you up. I have some VIP passes for some things I'm doing out there. Outside of that, happy holidays. May you guys have a great 2023 closeout. Starin's here to help. That's what we do. I don't have to tell you that. You know that is for a fact. And if there's anything else, I think I have all my notes. Producer Mark saying, get off the call, Chris. We've done everything we needed. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Starin Town Hall.